A Fox News alert. In the face of the rising threat of ISIS here at home, the Department of Defense putting U.S. military bases all across our country on the highest alert since the 10th anniversary of 9/11. But is this actually enough to stop another terror attack on U.S. soil? Let's ask Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer. He is the senior fellow with the London Center for Policy Research. Thanks for being with us. Great to see you again this morning. So this is pretty scary. I mean, I'm learning this information last night that the FBI, you say, is downplaying the information. They're not telling us everything. What do you know, and why are they doing this?
Well, big time. I mean, there apparently, according to my sources, there's been 25 indictments of ISIS operatives over the past few months. And more importantly, James Comey has alluded to they're, quote-unquote, tracking 100 individuals. They're radicals. According to my information, there are actually about 100 ISIS individuals who are under investigation. So, again, the FBI should be much clearer about this. I think it should be putting out that there is a legitimate, credible threat that we all have to be aware of. And I think they're downplaying it for political purposes. I think so much pressure is being put on them to basically not admit that we have an ISIS problem, and I think that's what it's almost criminal.
Now, the FBI director is saying that there might be thousands of ISIS fighters here in America.
And I'm saying that they've actually identified a number and are taking action, and they're not telling us. And I think this is where saying that there may be out there and they're doing it is two different things. There is a credible threat, and that's why DOD has finally, I think, gone about raising its threat level. I think this is an important first step to doing more to protect our military installations.
So how are you learning about this information if they're not telling all of us?
Well, come on, I have sources and I talk to folks. And look, another organization I work with, is Judicial Watch. Judicial Watch is actually going down and doing their own investigations on the border. And this is another issue. I don't think they want to highlight the fact that the southwest border, as much as the president, I think, wants to allow free, immigration, is a real problem. People, ISIS folks are coming across, and I think this is another area where they don't want to see people actually pay attention to because it's very bad.
I don't understand. How do we combat this, though? Because how do you get into the mind or change the mindset of someone who really believes kill, kill, kill?
The two things. First, you have to accept that there's a certain group that are going to be drawn into this. They are. What you then have to do is essentially monitor and isolate them as long as you can, and then anticipate what's going to happen. I'm not saying you should round up people, put them in prison. I'm saying that certain patterns are apparent and become apparent right before they become ready to radicalize. The FBI has to continue to do this, but unfortunately for us, they only have to get through, we have to be right all the time on our side. They only have to be right once, and it almost happened in Texas, and this is where I think we have to be very cognizant of what's going on.
Wow, very scary. Many of these individuals coming right here from our own country.
That's right.
Thanks so much. Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer, thanks for being with us this morning.
Sure.
Coming up.